Have you ever really stopped to think about how a new day actually begins? I mean, it's more than just the first crack of light, right? It's a feeling, a change in the air, and sometimes it's a sound. Today, we're going to explore a really beautiful poem that gets into the magic of dawn. And trust me, it might just change the way you see your own mornings. So, the poem starts with this incredible, almost whisper quiet line in Gujarati. How silently the sun rises and sets. Right away, it paints this picture of a huge cosmic event that's happening, well, in secret. It's like this grand, silent show that plays out every single day, and most of us, we just sleep right through it. And that's exactly where our journey begins. Not with the light, but in the quiet, hidden world of sleep, where most of us are when the day is just getting started. Right from the get-go, the poem sets up this amazing contrast. You've got this silent, majestic dance of the sun and stars on one hand, and on the other, you have the narrator's deep, heavy slumber, totally unaware of the dawn. It's this fantastic tension between the universe's big secret and, well, us being completely oblivious in our own little worlds. But on this morning, something's a little different. The narrator talks about lightly tossing and barely realizing. You know that feeling, right? That wonderful, groggy space where you're not quite dreaming anymore, but you're not really awake either. You're just floating. And the day has kind of slipped in without you even noticing. Okay, so here's where things get really interesting. This is the part where the poem introduces its most amazing and beautiful idea. The sun is about to show up, but not in the way you'd think. The poem gives us a very specific time. 5 o'clock in the morning, sharp. It's a moment when the world is still dark, still so quiet. So what happens right at this moment? It's not a ray of light. It's not the sky changing color. The poem tells us that the sun makes its arrival known as a sound of pure regularity. Think about that for a second. Instead of seeing the dawn, our narrator hears it. This is such a powerful and beautiful flip. The morning doesn't arrive for the eyes, it arrives for the ears. This amazing sensory crossover actually has a name. It's called synesthesia. It's this wild thing our brains can do where one sense triggers another. So for our narrator, the visual show of a sunrise gets translated into an audio experience. And the poem uses this to create this really intimate, unique connection to the morning. And what is this grand sound that announces the sun? It's not some huge orchestra. No, it's the simplest of all its tempo. The strike on a metal plate, and the tap of a spoon. It's just brilliant, right? The poem takes these incredibly humble, everyday things and turns them into secret instruments that are literally keeping time with the dawn. So, who is making this sound? The poem now introduces us to the people behind this rhythm, the actual messengers of the morning. It's a small group of elderly people who are described as the living faces of the sun gods. I mean, wow, that metaphor is just breathtaking. These elders aren't just people singing. They are literally transformed into the living, breathing carriers of the dawn itself. They're like the sun gods walking here on Earth. So let's just break that down for a second. You have this small group of elders, they're walking through the quiet streets, and they're singing Prabhatferi, these traditional morning hymns that are meant to gently wake up the community and the divine. And through this simple, heartfelt act, they become something more. They become these divine messengers, bringing light and sound to a world that's still fast asleep. And from where our narrator is, still tucked away safely in bed, it's not even about the words they're singing. It's something much more primal. They just feel this gentle, wandering wave of those taps washing over them. It's a sound that promises the day is coming without forcing you to be a part of it just yet. All right, and this is where the magic gets even deeper. This simple, earthy rhythm, it turns out it has a direct, powerful effect on the cosmos itself. It's like this incredible cosmic choreography. Just imagine this connection. One simple tap of a spoon down here on Earth, and way up in the sky, a star gently fades away. And as that rhythm keeps going, the light of dawn literally takes a step forward. These elders, they're not just singing, they are conducting the sunrise. And this line just beautifully personifies the dawn. See, it's not a sudden blast of light, it's a living thing, a gentle being that is taking its steps one by one, perfectly in time with the simple beat of a spoon on a plate. It's just amazing.
So what's the big takeaway for us today? This poem isn't just a pretty description of a morning. It's a kind of gentle invitation, especially for a younger generation that might feel a little disconnected from these kinds of traditions.
What's so brilliant here is how this poem talks to a modern ear without being preachy at all. It kind of presents this tradition as an aesthetic, a calming rhythmic vibe. It finds this almost cinematic beauty in the simple tap of a spoon. It creates this sense of wonder, almost like a positive FOMO for this secret magic. And it beautifully reframes elders, not as people stuck in the past, but as these amazing bringers of light. And that, right there, is the poem's real power. It doesn't lecture you, it doesn't tell you to wake up earlier, it just paints a picture. It shows you this exquisite cosmic poetry that's happening right outside your window while you're asleep, and it just lets your own curiosity do the heavy lifting. And then we get this final, hopeful line. As the tune ends, there's this feeling that the day has truly arrived. The music, this gentle alarm clock from the universe, has done its job. The magic of the dawn slowly gives way to the real day, leaving behind this feeling of peace and this quiet promise of all the hours still to come. And that kind of leaves us with this one last thought to chew on. This poem captures one specific kind of unseen magic. But it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible, quiet, beautiful things are happening all around us, just beyond what we can see or hear? What magic happens while you are asleep?